What do you think we as a nation, the United States, can do to help take down the CCP and to stop them from taking over this country?
Well, the first thing we need to do is we need to not rely on them for our especially emergency equipment. I mean, COVID was able to show this that we should not be getting our medicines and things that we actually need as a country and rely on as a country. You know, the what allowed the CCP to come to power in the first place is back. You look back in the 1990s, we opened up trade, just unfettered trade to China, and they were able to. The exchange was we get cheap goods. Well, if you end up taking some of that back and you are not reliant on China for a lot of these different materials, then that's going to put them in a much different place. And we also need to understand the security risk. That things like people talk about TikTok, and TikTok is just one app of many other apps where there is an influence of the mentality in this country, and the we need to start to understand like where that there is a threat and an enemy here, and it's not just a fun app where there's these different things that are just innocent issues, but they're not. It's something that we need to begin to decouple from China as much as possible.
That's right. And would you mind sharing with the audience your thoughts on the balloon incidents? Um, as many balloons they flew over and they flew across our country. So what do you think about that? And the fact that the balloons are coming from the CCP?
I think there's a lot more that we don't know, and I think that it's something that needs to be looked into. I can tell you that they also have satellites. They also have things that are much higher that are constantly looking, and then you have the things like again TikTok. These are things that you're going on your phone and you're opening up and you're accepting all the agreements, allowing all of these things. So I don't know much about the balloons. I hope we look more into the balloons. I'm glad we shot it down. We should have shot it down a lot sooner.
That's right. The CCP spy balloons are here. They were here to collect the intelligence, to collect information, and even some of the parts were made in the USA by U.S. Technology companies. Any closing thoughts, Jake?
I think that people need to understand that America is at risk, and we are the last bastion of freedom. And in Florida, even specifically, is the last bastion of freedom because if you look at some of the states that are out there now, your California, Oregon, Washington, they are stealing our elections. They're coming in and they are changing the voting laws around these elections so that certain parties can never win. When you only have one party that can ever win an election, that becomes communism. That becomes the CCP. They are slowly working state by state here in America too, and we need to take the time to go in and keep all of America free, not just Florida. It can't just be us. We're very small. We'll end up being Taiwan of America.